This is Ryan Elliott for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Like we're joined by Stefy Bull here in Sheffield. Stefy, how are you?
I'm very good. Do you want me to grab that off you and keep over? Are you good?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good, thank you. All weighed in, all ready to go now.
That is the business end of things now. We've had all the talking, as you mentioned. We've had the weigh-in as well. Let's come on to why you're here. Terry Harper back defending a super featherweight titles here against Alicia Baumgardner. Alicia's really fancied the job this week. What are you expecting from her tomorrow night?
Well, we're expecting a fight. I mean, she's talking very well. She's American, so we got a good sense of what's being said and what's not being said. It's better than bringing a French lady over, or But yeah, she's talking the fight up great. People are interested. She's relentless, non-stop on social media. She's really enjoying this end. But it's all about the fight now. There's no talking. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It's down to Terry and herself when they get it ring tomorrow night.
Why was it so important for, Terry's had a bit of time out, she's had the injuries, and I'm sure that's came a lot of mental difficulty as well. So important to come back with a live opponent, not coming back with an easy touch, come back with what should be a real live fight tomorrow.
Well, the logic behind it is Terry, it's been a full year out, but Terry's the ultimate professional and she's been in the gym for 12 months. We've been training non-stop. She's an endorsed athlete, twice a day she's training. So our way of thinking of why she's not boxed for a year, her hand's totally fine. There's no problems whatsoever. She's done hundreds of rounds sparring with some very good fighters. Why be in a 10, 11 week training camp to go and fight somebody that we know she's going to win? At 25-year-old in a peak condition, why just waste a grueling 10-week training camp when she'd have probably been having harder spars than the opponent would be? So Eddie sent us 4 names, and she personally chose what she thought was the hardest fight, and I agreed. Everybody did, and it's gone down great. Americans on back of Michaela May going to watch this on DAZN. It's going to get a lot of interest, and she's talking up the smack. So she says she's going to bring the game. So we'll see.
Stefy, just to go back to, when Terry had the injury and she had a fight fall through and she had a bit of time out the ring. I've seen her talk quite openly this week about at times she even thought maybe her career was over and the difficulties she's been through. Could you talk about that and how much it's maybe strengthened her mentally as well to go through that and come out the other side?
Yeah, I mean, obviously to break your hand during the fight, and when the pictures went out from the X-ray and you seen it were a clean snap, Mike got her straight in, did a fantastic job. We thought everything was fine, and then she's openly tells people now the accident that she did. She twisted a jar and the plate snapped the first time. In hindsight, possibly we should have gone straight back in and redone everything, but we're confident the hand were healing well, and obviously it never really did. The plate were cracked, so it won't holding it in. The rest is history, really. It's done now, but yeah, it was a dark time for Terry. She'll ride it crest of the wave, sat at the top of the tree as female boxing. She had 4 world title fights in a 12-month period. It couldn't have been going any better. And to be drawn the situation that we did, it were hard on her. But you know what, mate? She's kept focused. She's kept dedicated. And like she said, she's all smiles. I thought she was going to be a lot nervous when we got here, being so long out, but she's riding it all in her stride. And she said to me this morning, you know what, I'm grateful. I'm just grateful to be back here on this big stage, because at one time she had doubts in her mind whether she would have been back. So she's loving it. We're all excited again to get her back out here. So yeah, it's let's just hope it's the start of where we kind of finished off in the momentum and get back to winning ways.
Just go back to what you said. Terry's admitted at times that her own worst enemy has been up here, been mentally and having personal doubts. Are we seeing a more mature Terry Harper now?
Oh, yeah, I mean, what you got to remember is when Terry turned professional, it was just the start of female boxing. They weren't Katie were doing well and an handful of others. It weren't that as busy. And Eddie and Matchroom have done a fantastic job really pushing female boxing. But when she would turn pro at 21 years old, naive, not boxed since she was 16, had no ambition, didn't know where all this were leading. She was holding a job in local chip shop. She was at university, commuting on public transport, and then all of a sudden she's winning a world title in 5 or 6 fights, and it just like, wow, I'm a really here. And I think a lot to adjust and realising how good she is. And it's easy for me. Everybody on social media will have seen I've been banging the drum non-stop for years on the back of Terry. But now what we've got is she's 4 years being a professional. Although she's not boxed for 12 months, she's still been one of the most active world champions, having four world titles. This is a 6th world title fight. She's just 25 years old. Her mental, she's had a broken hand. She's been out injured. There's nothing else, that can put her down. She's full of confidence, full of self-belief, and she's not the fighter she was when she turned professional. Not the fighter she was 12 months ago. You can see her maturity. She's a woman, and she's mentally strong. And it's this year off. Seriously, I think everything happens for a reason. It's time to reevaluate, recap, and normally, like I say, repeating myself, with these 4 world title fights she had, we were training meticulous for certain kind of opponents. We weren't having chance to work on ourselves. We've had 12 months to improve her as a fighter. So, maybe it's been a blessing in disguise. We'll see tomorrow night. But I strongly believe that you're going to see a mature performance, and she's full of confidence. And we're just chuffed to be back.
There's always talk about Michaela Meyer and Terry. Eddie told me yesterday that's one of the biggest fights in female boxing that can be made, all being well, Saturday. If Terry is successful, is that the fight you want to go for 2022?
Do you know what, mate? I'll sit down with Eddie after the weekend and we'll have a good chat then. He's the promoter. He's got fuller ideas and fuller things. At the minute, I'm just fully focused on Baumgardner this weekend. We've got a contract for the WBA world title, he on me, Choi. So Terry's got a mandatory. You've got Michaela May, the other champion, holding the other belts in the Ring magazine. But it's all about this weekend, I think. I'm not going to get... People think we'll get them at edit. Let them talk. That's great. Let's get this weekend done, and then we'll be focused on what's happening next. Get the plan ready and keep pushing on.
So move on to other things away from Terry Harper. James Flint and Dom Hunt. I think Eddie Hunt called that a Stefy Bull special. I spoke to both guys, both very confident. We've also got this new knockout bonus on the line as well. Should be a cracker. Tell us about that fight.
Well, he surprised us all with that one. He didn't mention that one, but when we're in Sheffield, Eddie's always been brilliant with me. He's always gave me a couple of slots for my fighters that won't get these opportunities. So he told me to throw some ideas at him. I took this idea. Both of them are well supported. I've even had Dom, all but one fight, I've promoted Dom on my show, so I've got a relationship with him. This is their world title fight. This is a big occasion, and they're going out live on the main broadcast. Eddie's done a very good move there, offering them double wages for if anybody gets a knockout, because them boys are going to be crash bang wallop. And like I say, he even mentioned winner stays on. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to make young fighters who don't get this opportunity to earn these big bucks to have an opportunity to earn a good payday, and it's fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to that one as well as Terry's. And then obviously I've got Raven Chapman opening the show. Raven's a fantastic fighter. Been working with Raven for the last few years as a sparring partner for Terry. She's a former Team GB member, won multinational titles. She's the real deal, mate. I've been banging the drum as you'll see on my socials again, but this girl's the real deal. The thing is with female boxing, it's an half slog as it is. They've got to have something different. Nobody wants to watch a little tippy-tappy points wins. You need to be able to punch. Raven's already made a debut, won by stoppage. This girl's got power in either hands, and that'll make her stand out from the rest. And it's going to be an interesting career, and I'm sure that she's going to be a TV fighter herself.
I spoke to Raven after the workout, and even during the workout, she was really thumping her shots in. I think she's a bit overeager, but she's got Karina Kopinska in front of her, who's fought pretty much everybody there is to fight around those weights. How aggressively do you want to move Raven, though? Because there's not that much depth between the bottom and the top.
Raven's been sparring Terry flat out for the last 2 or 3 years. We've been using every training camp. We've had numerous sparring partners, and Raven is the best and gives Terry the best work. She's got power in each hand, and she's the real deal. I mean, I'm interested myself to see how she gets on tomorrow, because Karina's only been stopped 2 or 3 times, so it'll be a great yardstick, and I'm happy to move her very fast. Obviously, the world champions are tied up. You've got Serrano, who's got most of the belts there, but I'm full of fights. I could be pushing her straight into a world title fight because she's that good.
Stefy, before I let you go, we've got to talk about the main event. Kid Galahad defending his IBF featherweight title. He did miss weight, but it was fractional, so yeah. I'm guessing he's been back and made the weight since. Kiko Martin has been around forever and a day. Tall order for him tomorrow night.
I mean, I've seen it get pulled a little bit on social media, this fight, but Barry made a good statement at the press conference where Kiko's been world level for a number of years and you don't just die off. He's obviously got life in the old dog when he showed against Zelfa Barrett. Fantastic performance, and it stopped coming all night. And I think Barry deserves this kind of homecoming, this kind of defence. But it's not really a foregone conclusion because he's got all the experience in the world. But I'm expecting a good performance from Barry, and I reckon he'll be, he's going to be looking for a stoppage. I think Barry in his own town. It's going to be very noisy for him. So yeah, I think I'll be predicting a stoppage mid to late with Barry. I think it'll be too accurate and carry some power.
Kid Galahad, since the Warrington fight, we've seen that change in not only mentality but fighting style as well. He was very aggressive against Jazza and spiteful as well. I'm sure he would have wanted to have got the decision that night against Josh Warrington. Do you think it's almost been a bit of a blessing in disguise from where he is now? Do
you know what? That's a fight. I mean, the old saying, it is what it is, isn't it? That's a fight that people argue it could have gone either way. You get it with Terry and Jonas, that type of fight. They could fight 10 fights and it could be 5 all. And that's how boxing goes. But I think Barry's mentally strong. He's got over that situation. He's IBF champion at World. Jazza Dickens have been on a great run of form, so that was a solid win. So he's got that confidence. He's going to be really full of confidence. And it's not often Kiko Martinez gets stopped. I mean, you might know statistics that once or twice, I'm not sure. But he'll be looking for a stoppage in his own town, I think.
All right, Stefy, thank you for taking the time to speak to Boxing Social. I'm sure we'll catch you soon.